I think we are in action. Someone can give me some feedback as to whether we're sounding good, looking good. Well, the stream anyway. I can't do anything about my head. No, I shouldn't talk about that way about myself. Okay. Just getting myself organized. In stream. I'm assuming we're streaming. Someone can give me some feedback. Chat rate, playbacks, average watch time. Are we happening? Are we happening? Where are we? Front view. Where did my chat window go? Are we working? Is anybody out there? Anybody out there? I might make up a song about some sort of crap. Yes, Warren says yep. Alright. Excuse me while I tune my guitar. Okay, welcome. This camera. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Sight and sound's all working good. Thanks, Pete. Hi guys, Pete, Rob, was. I've got one of my mates dialing in soon, so hopefully we don't end up in crash and burn zone with all the techo stuff that I haven't really fully tested yet. So if you're dialing in, cheers. If you got your beer or your water or your coffee, whatever you're drinking, cheers. Hope you have a good afternoon. Cool. Lek. Happy Father's Day, Lek. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. And we got my mate Nathan is going to call in soon, and we'll have a chat to him. He's a first-time dad, so we'll get some feedback on his first Father's Day experience. That'd be pretty cool. Let me just I'll just jam on something while we wait for people to connect in. Where's something to noodle over the top of? It's a nice day outside. Hope you've been outside. Got your shot of vitamin D. Because apparently that is really good thing to be warding off those evil coronavirus germs. Okay. Like I said, I'm just going to have a bit of a noodle. This tune is in the key of E. Whoa. Another one of my mate Elevator Jam Tracks tunes, the new one. I haven't seen this one before. It's a bit of a metal one. Assuming you can all hear that loud and clear. got caught in the tremolo. I feel like the track is a little bit loud. Alright, cool. How do I shut this thing up? Shush, be quiet. A cool track. Once again, Elevated Jam Tracks. Thank you very much. Yeah. So go over and check his website out. Elevated Jam Tracks on YouTube. 280,000 subscribers, and from the quality of his backing tracks, no surprise why he's got that many subscribers. So if you've just joined us, welcome, cheers. It is the right camera, yes. Cool. I hadn't played guitar all afternoon because we've been out with the family doing stuff. We went down, took the dog down to the river, which was lots of fun. Had ate some lunch down in Prince Edward Park. I don't know if that's allowed. If it's not, sorry. For crying out loud. Yeah, so Father's Day. So welcome any of the dads that have joined before I said welcome, and happy Father's Day. I hope you had a good day and the kids have been treating you good. Plenty of good presents. My birthday is only a couple of weeks away from Father's Day, so yeah, I think when you have your birthday next to another event like that, you get gypped on one. I would hate to have my birthday really close to Christmas. That would suck. Cool. So like I said, I've got one of my mates. He's going to dial in soon. My good mate Nathan. I showed one of his videos last week on the showcase thing, and yeah, awesome guitar player. We're gonna have a chat, talk about some stuff. He's a newcomer to Father's Day, So it'd be good to hear his perspective on that. And I've got some things. I had one of the comments came through about recording into a computer. I thought I'd go over some of those things. I know I've done it in a previous video with how I record tracks and stuff, but I didn't really go into the technical side of things. So I thought it would be good to delve into that for people that have never gone down the path of recording to a computer. You can do it other ways. You can, I'm sure you could probably get an app for your iPad and do it that way, but there's probably some similarities with this. So hopefully I don't want to lose anybody, so I won't rant on about it too much, but I thought I'd just give, for those people that don't know, give a bit of an insight into how to record on a computer, because it's actually quite a lot simpler than it was years ago. I started off recording on a computer probably 25 years ago maybe, and then got frustrated with it because I think the technology wasn't really there. It was a bit frustrating. Computers kept freezing. So I moved over to one of those hardware recorders with the faders and the record buttons, and used that for quite a while. And then I migrated back to the computer. And I think the beauty of the whole computer thing, it's a lot. Computers are obviously a lot better than they used to be 20 years ago. So they're a lot more reliable, and processing audio is actually an easy task for computers nowadays. Most of them are set up. You can actually do HD video or even 4K or 8K video on most computers nowadays. Wonders of modern computer stuff. So audio is like super easy for computers nowadays, and like I said, heaps more reliable. So basically what we want to do, if you're a guitarist or a musician that wants to record some ideas, we need to input our sound, or you might be a drummer, input, or you might be a saxophone player or a trouser trumpet player. I wonder if Mitzi's still tuning in or if we lost her. But if you're any sort of musician, you want to record things, what we need to do is get our acoustic sound or our electronic sound, if you're playing a electric guitar or a keyboard or whatever, into our computer, and then we use an application or a program to record our audio to the hard drive. Nathan's dialing in at the moment, so I'll leave him in the waiting room for a couple of minutes. Hopefully he can hear me. Cool. So we need some sort of device to interface with our computer. And also, you don't need a massively powerful new computer. The problem you're going to run into if you've got an old computer is that some of the software that you might want to capture your audio with needs to be compatible with the operating system. So if you're running a Windows computer with Vista, give up now. It's not going to happen. So yeah, we need a reasonably semi-new computer, and you can get some older versions of recording software out there. So if you've got an old one, you really want to get going, get an older version of some software that's compatible with your operating system, whether it's a Mac or a PC thing. So the first thing we need is some sort of way to interface with our computer. And you can buy these as cheap as chips. This is a cheap one. I think this was about $200-300. This is a Focusrite one. Focusrite makes some really good products, and they're reasonably well priced. You can get smaller ones than these. I think they start from about $150 and go up. So what this is, you've got interface where you can plug in a microphone or an electric guitar or a keyboard or something like that. And we've on the back of it, we've got a USB slot here somewhere, and we plug that into our computer. We've also got audio outputs, so the sound from your computer will come out of the outputs and go into some speakers. It could be a stereo speaker, or it could even be headphones. You can run headphones. You don't need to go and buy crazy studio monitors, but that does help. So that's our interface. So we plug our instrument into this. The USB goes into our computer, and then we run some sort of, like I said, application or software on our computer. And what that does, that captures all of the audio from our instrument onto the hard drive. And I'm going to share you my screen here. And what I've got open up here is Logic. So if you're a Mac user, Logic is probably well, you can get GarageBand. GarageBand is a basic version of Logic, but it's a little bit simple. But if you want to start out and you've got a Mac or you've got an iPad, you can use GarageBand, and it looks very similar to Logic. Logic is more of a pro version of GarageBand. And if I share my screen with you here, you will see we've got some different things, and hopefully you can see my mouse pointer floating around here. So we've got a timeline. So this is where when we record, we will see Mitzi's joined us. Mitzi, how you going? Sorry, back to this. So here we've got the timeline, and down the side here I've got different tracks that we'll record, and I'll just record you something really quickly. So what we need to do, we need to connect our audio interface, this thing here. So our guitar's connected in here, USB into a computer. And then we need to connect the dots between our software and the interface. And some of them do a little bit differently. But in Logic, if I click on audio 1, so this is going to be, say, my guitar track. Down on the left-hand side down here, I've got... oh, where's my mouse pointer gone? What? All right, so down here, I've got audio 1, and down here, mic 4. So I've got different inputs on my audio interface. I know it's sort of goes a little bit below the screen there. I might try and zoom that in a little bit. Sorry, I should have done this beforehand. I changed some settings on my streaming software, and it's put all of the dimensions out on my screen. Sorry. All right, so if I select these different ones, well, I've got to be on the right screen. I will get these different inputs. So what my guitar at the moment is plugged into, I think it's plugged into input 2. And if I play my guitar, hopefully I should be able to get some sounds into this. All right, now you can see it's metering here with the green illumination of. So that means there's some signal coming through my interface into this recording software, and all I've got to do is, I'll go back to the beginning of the song, is hit record, and you can hear there's a click happening there, and I can I can record one track there, and if we go back and play that, I wonder if this is going to work. Alright, so you can see that's just recorded what I've put down there. You can see it creates a bit of a waveform there. And then I can go in and just overdub over the top of that. So I can go, okay, make sure I select my right input from there, and you can hear it. It picked up my voice before because I'm using a microphone on my guitar amp, so I'm in the same room. So anything that's happening there is going to pop up. So if I record over the top of that, so I could do that, and then I could do another one. So select, make sure my input is set correctly. Switch to record on that one. So I can go and do as many tracks as my computer will allow me to do. And as you can hear, and I can go in and change, if there's a mixer section, I can go in and change the panning of different parts. I can change the level of different parts here. Yeah, so that's really that. Pretty straightforward. So Nathan was here, but he's disappeared. I might see if I can get him to... no probs logging into Zoom. I think I'm on call. Never used Outlook before meeting. Sorry, I'm just trying to organise myself. Hang on, I'll put it back because I know you're looking at that Logic screen. All right. Oh, hang on, he's dialed back in again. Let's see where he's up to. Okay, bring him into there. Nate. How you going, man? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hang on. Make sure I got my settings right. Nathan. Nathan. All right. Sorry, it's the first time I've used this software. I should have used Zoom. Rookie error. Trying to make things work when I should have stuck with what I knew. Hang on. Give me a second. Browser. I will be with you shortly. Alright. Okay. What? Do we have him? Oh, here he is. We can see Nathan. Can you hear me? Nate? Oh. What is going on? Make sure I got my audio settings right. Nathan, can you hear me? Nathan. Whoa! Nate, can you hear me? Hang on. We can hear him. I don't think he can hear us. Hang on. MacBook Pro. Hang on. So many settings on a stupid MacBook. Nathan, can you hear us? Can you hear me? Nathan. We can hear you, but I don't know if you can hear us. Seriously, this is silly. What the heck? Alright, what I might do is... Sorry for the muck around, guys. OBS monitor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you hear us, Nate? Can you hear us? Hang on, I'm just going to call him. See what's going on. Nate, how you going? Can you hear me through the thing or not? Yeah, you are. Keep talking. Oh, hang on. Oh gosh, come on. Hang on. Keep talking, Nate. Hang on. Yeah. Okay, we could hear your guitar before. Hang on. Keep talking. This is not working. Black hole audio. OBS monitor. Black hole. I'm not sure. I might send you a Zoom thing. Because I think this is failing. I'll send you a Zoom thing. Just hang on there. All right. Sorry, guys. Video Ninja file. So there's a new service called Video Ninja that we can dial in and connect up really well with this, but it's failed. You suck. Probably didn't help that I didn't test beforehand because I was on a Zoom call with the Outlaws, and rookie move of not testing beforehand. I thought I had it all set. I did a test with myself with my iPad, but not with the stupid computer. All right, so we should be able to get this working quite well with Zoom, hopefully. Sorry guys, so sorry. So we want microphone, OBS monitor, black hole, we want that. All right, we want this. I've got to send him details. This will be working soon. Sorry. Meeting ID. Take picture. Okay, so we'll just wait for him to log into this. All right, cool. So, what was I saying? So yeah, so hopefully that sort of shed a little bit of light on the whole recording process. Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, hey.
How you going?
Yeah, good.
Did you get that Zoom invite thing? I sent you a picture.
Was it an email?
No, I just sent you an SMS with the meeting ID.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm checking in the wrong place.
Okay, all right.
Did you text it to me?
Yep, I think I did.
I'm just looking at my messages.
Oh, hang on. Here it comes. I forgot to send the send button.
That's all right. I've heard that can help sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
Yeah. I'm organised today.
Sorry, man. I feel like I don't know why it didn't work. I've never used that Outlook meeting thing before.
Yeah. Did it go through an Outlook thing? Did it? A Microsoft thing?
Yeah, didn't it? Yeah, it connected me to my Outlook app, and then it opened up a Zoom meeting style thing, but through Outlook, and
yeah,
it was just showing my own camera with no audio, so I had no idea whether I was connected with you or whether I was just videoing myself.
All right.
I didn't know what was going on.
Okay. All right. Well, connecting with that Zoom, you got the thing now?
No. That's weird. Did you text it? Oh, here it is.
You got it?
Came through now.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll speak to you on Zoom.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Oh dear, dearie me. I'm glad you guys are patient and got nothing better to do on a Sunday afternoon. Otherwise, everyone would have hung up by now. Cool. We'll just wait for him to dial in, and I'll just change some things here. Good on Outlook. Worst software ever. Amen, Warren. Outlook? What is the go with Outlook? Such a painful. Microsoft just sucks sometimes. All right. Okay. All right. Wait for him to dial in. All right. Come on, dude. Everyone's waiting for you. We're all waiting for you. Okay. Sorry, just talk amongst yourselves for a sec. Oh, here he is. He's coming in. He's coming. He's on his way. Nate, can you hear me okay? I still can't hear you. Can't hear you. Hang on, keep talking. Keep talking. Keep talking. Yeah, I can. Just keep talking for a sec. Keep talk. Yeah, keep. Yeah, there's a bit of a weird echo. Hang on, we'll get there. Go now. Okay. All right, looks like we're in business. All right, except for the weird echo that's going on. Oh, for crying out loud. Hang on. Is that, oh, that looks like it's the echo. Can you hear an echo on your side?
I'm getting like my sound like late delayed. It's like
can you live with it? Is it really
I'm
bad?
It's quite late. Maybe, yeah, probably. It's a little bit, yeah. I've just got a delay on everything.
Hang on.
Everything I plays.
So let me just change one setting here. What about now? How's that sound to you?
Yeah, no, I don't have any of that now. Can
Okay.
you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. All right, so it looks like we're in business.
Okay.
All right.
So have you got? Is my sound okay? You hearing me okay?
Play some guitar for us. Yep, we can hear you good. I'm just cropping you in so you look good on the stream. We're all live at the moment, so this banter we're doing.
Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to the baby's room, the music studio.
Yeah, so first time dad, Nate.
Yes, yeah. So Jet's 5 months old now, so
Okay.
we've been living our life in a little bubble here, raising a son.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's cool.
It's been good and bad. It's been like there's a lot of things that we'd love to. Well, like everyone, would love to be able to take him to swimming lessons and just take him anywhere, take him to family and stuff. But it's been good to spend so much time with him. But it's getting to the point where we're just very done with it and just need to get out of here. Cabin fever.
Yeah.
But, everybody can surely attest to that.
Yeah.
We're all in the same boat.
I just want to. Can someone on the chat thing just confirm that they can hear Nathan and myself before we go on too far? Sorry, just make sure it's working. Hang on, I might just send Rob a message. I know Rob will get back to me pretty quick. Can you hear Nathan? Comments are really slow today. All good. Okay, we're all good. We're in business. So yeah,
we're good.
Stinging to get out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, we're lucky that we're in, or you two were in the same LGA that we can get to the beach because I'm a pretty keen surfer. So that's the one thing keeping me sane. But this is helping.
Yeah.
A lot of this.
Yep.
a lot of changing nappies and a few surfs each week.
And have
So,
you've been teaching on Zoom?
Yeah. I've been teaching over Zoom. I normally teach in a guitar shop
Yep.
in the city,
Yep.
and that's all transferred to Zoom. And it was Zoom last year when we were in lockdown, and that's back on Zoom. And I mean, it's okay. It's great to still have some things to do, but yeah, I'm sure you can agree it's not the same as face-to-face teaching.
100% not. Yeah. It's not fun at all.
It can get a little frustrating trying to tune a student's guitar by explaining to them what to do.
Especially young kids. Young kids just they hit this thing and it's like, yeah, awesome. And you go, no, that sounds terrible. Yeah, and then trying to get their parents to help them out with some sort of app to tune it up, and I don't know. I did these ones the other day. So okay, play the note, and they would play it, and you go, okay, it needs to go up, and he'd go the wrong way. It's like,
it's painful, isn't it? Yeah, it's always like the B string, and you say, well, it's so close. Listen to my B.
Yep.
See, and you just need to tune it up this much.
Yeah.
And they go like two whole tones up beyond. So it's like, okay, well, now we need to come back down, and then 20 minutes later you start the lesson and it's nearly done. So
sometimes I just give up with that. It's like, okay, let's just do some single note sort of songs without. Let's forget the chords today. Let's just do single notes.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, I think Zoom. I've really enjoyed doing Zoom lessons with the older students I have. When I say older, the HSC level students of mine who are doing music in the HSC, and I'm teaching them advanced jazz and things like that, and that's been really great because they just show up, they're perfectly in tune, ready to go.
Yep.
And you just, it works great. But for those younger ones, it can be very hit and miss.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare. Yeah. How many HSC music students have you got at the moment?
On Zoom, like 4.
Okay.
Not many. A lot of my students are like younger ones.
Yep.
And there's a couple of like older adult students that just sort of take their break at work.
Yep.
And just do a quick Zoom lesson.
Oh, that's handy.
So they're okay as well. Like I've got a couple of those that will just sort of be working from home themselves, and they'll just take a break, have a quick lesson with me on Zoom, and then get back to it.
Yep.
So yeah, that's actually been great, COVID or not. They've sort of been able to have a guitar lesson each week, and I just do a Zoom from the studio at work.
Yeah.
And it works. That's worked great. So it's I've been able to have a few more students that wouldn't normally have the time to get there.
Oh, that's good.
And do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
So have you been able to go into the shop to do that, or you've been doing it from home?
Just from here, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it works pretty good, just in the spare room here. So It's not ideal, but yeah, I've got a little lamp, got my guitars. You don't need a lot to do Zoom guitar lesson.
No. I did a lesson the other day on electric guitar, not even plug in. It's just keep it simple sometimes. Yeah, sometimes
for
it's
sure.
the best. Yeah. So you
100%.
got to go on. Sorry.
I usually use my acoustic, to be honest, for a lot of my Zoom lessons.
Yep.
Unless I'm teaching like lead playing stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. It seems to work better. Yeah.
Yeah, it sort of comes across the microphone a bit better too. Yeah. So you
definitely.
Before last time I spoke to you before lockdown, you'd ordered a new guitar.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had a it's a guy named Frank Grabisa.
Yep.
And he I think he's in Petersham, and he just sort of builds like replica. Not replica. He has his own models, but he's very good at just doing. So if you want a 52 telly or a specific year Strat, he's very meticulous with the details of as far as what the colors were like at the time, and the little things like the type of frets and the neck shape, and he's right into all that stuff, which actually more than I am. It's like I just wanted a good Strat, and being a lefty,
Yeah.
it can be quite difficult. Like
Finding a good one.
Yeah, get one off the wall, because you walk into most guitar shops and there's 2 Strats left hand, and one of them's a $200 Squire, and the other one's a PRS. The end. so I'm like spoiled for choice. So yeah, I'm sure any other lefties, I don't know if there's any on your stream, but I'm sure they will agree that it's a little harder to find what you want. But when you do, like, I mean, I've got 2 Strats that I absolutely love. This is my main guitar.
Yep.
I had a couple of years, and the Strat we were just talking about, and they sort of, for me, cover everything I really do. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a couple of comments on the feed that's come in that people have seen that's a Charles Cillier guitar.
Yes. Yeah. So this is the second one of these I've actually got, but this is the one that I've just totally fallen in love with since I got it. It's pretty standard kind of HSS Strat type guitar.
What does he call that
probably
model?
a little smaller and sleeker than your average Strat.
Yep. What model does
it's
Charles call it?
Stolkion. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Stolkion.
Okay.
Oh, no.
All right.
Actually, it's not written anywhere. Not on this one, but yeah. You're probably familiar with Sir. A lot of people watching. Exactly. It's probably along the lines of a Sir Modern, I think, is the model that it's very similar to.
Yep.
It's his own model, but it's kind of a thin C. No, maybe medium C.
Yep.
Big frets. Really, most of the stuff that you choose yourself anyway. So, like the fingerboard radius, neck shape, pickups,
They're Charles'
the wiring. It's all choice.
It's all Charles's pickups
when you order
in it, isn't it?
Not this. Yeah, this one's got his neck and middle single coil.
Okay.
Which I really, really like. And I wouldn't call them vintage sounding single coils. They've got a bit more of a modern voice.
Yep.
And the humbucker is a Sir Thornbucker Plus.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is like a kind of a vintage Path style pickup, but with a little bit more oomph to it, I guess. Yeah, a little bit more output than the normal Thornbucker.
I put one of those in my PRS the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because it's the 245. So I put one in the bridge.
Oh, which model did you put in there?
The Thornbucker Plus. So it's a little bit hotter than the normal.
Same one. Yeah. It's definitely the right choice, because even with 2 single coils, I sometimes struggle to get this to just have enough output when you switch to it at live.
Yep.
Just to have a little bit of a volume bump compared to these two.
Yep. Which
is probably not really an issue, I guess, with that guitar that you have, having 2 humbuckers. But,
yeah. I don't have any splits on this. It's just straight humbucker and humbuckerness. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is the Frank is the Frank Gambiza thing? Is that
Charlie?
Is he the guy that does Dave Leslie's guitars?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think he makes a model. I can remember the name of it. Merlin. He makes a model called the.
Is that the one Leslie plays?
Which is his sort of rig. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not. I don't know a lot about it, but I think it's sort of loosely based on sort of a Les Paul construction.
Yep.
It's got the mahogany sort of
back and neck and all that
solid
sort of stuff. Yeah.
Body with the maple cap. Yeah.
Yep.
I think he's got his own tremolo system that he developed himself.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
He made his own tremolo.
Yeah, which is unusual, especially for guitar builders. They usually just use,
something
Goto
off the shelf.
or some of those. Like this has got a Goto 510, which is really popular on heaps of different models from different brands. But I think he developed the entire trem himself.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
which is pretty cool. Yeah, engineered it and machines it in his. I think maybe he's starting to machine them himself as well.
Okay, so
instead of getting
master tradesman in lots of different things.
yeah. I mean, I can show you the Grabisa.
Yeah.
Which is quite a different looking guitar. A lot more familiar looking. Just
yep.
Just a stock standard Sunburst Strat.
Okay.
Sort of an early 60s sort of era Strat, I guess.
Yep.
That's what I had him make, which is there's I don't know if you know a lot about the different eras of Strats.
A little bit.
The little differences. So like this one's got a slab board, rosewood slab board, which is over the veneer boards, which I think came a little later.
Oh, okay. Yep.
That's just Chinese to you, or you know what?
Is that a standard?
It sounds good and plays good.
Is that a standard traditional radius on the fretboard on that one?
This one's 10. Was it 10? 10 or 9.5. It's a little flatter than your like vintage Strat.
Normally,
I used to play
Go on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I used to play. That's all right. I used to play like standard kind of reissue Fenders with the old 7 1/4 radius, and just didn't know any different. But after sort of switching to flatter boards, pretty hard to go back.
Yeah.
It's so much better with bending and just
Have you tried
both my guitars have 10-inch or at least around that.
Yeah. Have you tried the PRS Silver Sky, the John Mayer one?
No, being a lefty. No,
they're probably hard to find. Yeah. Those
yeah,
are
in
a
fact,
little
they
bit.
don't make them. Yeah,
They don't make left-handed at all.
Not that I know of. No.
Okay, it'd probably have to be a custom made job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've
got
gazillion dollars.
They've got the old 7-inch radius. What is 7.5-inch radius? And they are a little bit unusual to play. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was strange when that model came out. They went with the old radius.
Yeah.
But obviously it works. There's a lot of very popular guitar from what I've seen.
Yeah.
A lot of people use them.
Well, I'm sure old Porridge Smith didn't want to get Mr. John Mayer offside and let him walk away without keeping him happy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, that looks like a. I saw I think it was a live stream podcast type thing as well, where they were talking to John Mayer, and he basically explained it like he wanted a guitar that, like a basketball player doesn't have one pair of shoes that they keep using every game. So they always just a new pair every game. He wanted to have a guitar be more like a tool. He just like give me a Silver Sky and he'll do he'll do a tour with any. They're all the same. Like they all feel the same. Pick one up, go. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, he probably got 100 of them sitting in the cupboard as well.
Guitarists get a little bit attached. Yeah. Guitarists have a habit of getting really attached to one guitar for years, and I think he's trying to break away from that a little bit.
Yeah.
And just treat it more of a tool, which
yeah, rather than being totally investing into one instrument. Yeah.
Just focus more on just playing and music and not get too hung up on the instrument, which I kind of get. Yeah. But at the same time, I love my two guitars. I don't want to use a random guitar at a gig.
Yeah, it throws you off pretty quickly when you're playing someone else's guitar and stuff, doesn't it? You're sort of not used to it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember doing a gig maybe 2 or so years ago, and the other guy in the band was a lefty, and he was like, "Oh, try my guitar in sound check, and it was like some semi-hollow sort of 335 type guitar. I don't remember the brand. I was like, oh, you've got to try this. It's a killer. I said, just give it a go. And I plugged it into my amp, hit a few chords. The action was like 3 inches off the fretboard. It was like impossible to play a chord that was in tune. I was like, had to just kind of go, okay, yeah, that's great. I need my guitar now.
give it back to me.
Yeah.
As a left-hander, have you ever had to play a gig or a song with somebody else's guitar that was strung the other way around?
No. It's always been a fear of mine. Like you'd know, playing locally, it's fine. You can take 2 guitars, 3 guitars to a gig, and if you break a string or something happens, like the output jack just dies, you just get the other guitar and keep going.
Yep.
But whenever you go on tour in a state and you can only practically take 1 guitar, not really. Yeah. Being a lefty, if you're doing sound check in Darwin and then your guitar just stops working, like, what do you do? It's a bit terrifying being a lefty.
Oh,
There's a local music shop that's got 50 right-handed Strats or any electric, and they've got 1 left-handed acoustic. And it's like, okay.
Or if the plane loses your guitar or something, you're screwed. Yeah.
So, knock on wood, it's never actually been an issue. I've always flown with 1 guitar.
Yeah. And
just in a bomb-proof case, though, just to make it as safe as possible that it's going to get there in 1 piece. But it's never been an issue. I've never even broken a string, to be honest.
Oh, haven't you?
Away. So no.
On a trip, never broken a string.
I don't break strings very often.
Oh, no, wow. Okay.
No.
All right.
Yeah. Always got spares. I'm not stupid.
What gauge strings are you using though?
Yeah. I use 10s at the moment.
Yep.
But 10s in E flat in the band.
Yep.
In the show.
Yep.
But since all the shows stopped, I've tuned all my guitars back to standard, but they're still with the 10s on.
Yep.
So I've sort of been enjoying a little bit more fight in the
bit more
guitar.
tension there, yeah.
A little bit more work, yeah.
Yeah, I like standard tuning a lot more than the whole detune thing. Even when you change gauges around, the guitar resonates differently when there's more tension there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I only had my guitars set up in E flat because it's required. If it wasn't for that show, I would just have all my guitars set up perfectly in standard, whether that be 10s or 9s, regardless of what the gauge is. It's just what I agree. It just feels better. The tension feels just right.
I heard a story about Peter Northcote. I don't know if it's true, but apparently he doesn't like playing in flattened tunings, and we'll just play it in standard. So I don't know how you get around that.
He'll just play the song in a different key.
Yeah, different voicings of chords. I don't know. That could be totally BS, but yeah, I don't know. That's what I heard. So yeah.
It's an interesting one because I like the idea of the challenge.
Yep.
So you've got to just make it work, and you've got to know your voicings, and you've just got to sort it out. But at the same time, if you're playing a Stevie Ray Vaughan song that's in G flat or in G, tuned down, and you've got to play it in G flat, it's pretty tough to make that work.
Yeah.
Like open string licks.
Yeah. Do you think I had an interesting thing one time? A friend of mine who's a really good trumpeter, and he said, "How do you go with your ear when you're playing in flattened tuning?" He says, "Does that affect the way that you hear and the way you play?" And I said to him straight away, I said no, because we're playing shapes and patterns. But I reckon it does, because I got thinking about that afterwards. I reckon it does.
Yeah, I've never thought about it. I mean, I've never thought it does, because when I'm not playing gigs, I'm teaching quite a lot each week, at least pre-COVID.
Yep.
And I'm always in standard when I'm teaching. So I mean, and I probably spend most of my time practicing at work in the studio before teaching.
Yep.
And it's always in standard. So I guess if you were to add up the hours of playing, there would be still a lot more hours spent playing in standard than just a couple of shows on the weekend. So, but yeah, you're right. I've never really thought if it affects your just the way you hear things.
Yeah, your relationship with pitch and what you're playing and yeah. Because
for sure.
I think back to the gigs where sometimes you play and you have a mental block and have total brain fart and you can't remember what the chords are in the song, and you sort of stab at it a little bit. So I don't know. Well, I do anyway. I find in reflection to that question, I find I jump on it quicker when I'm in standard, but when I'm in flat, that's when I've had the worst hassles with that type of thing. So that's what made me question whether that does affect your pitch perception, your relative pitchness, or whatever.
It probably makes me think I'm a lot more comfortable in flat tuning doing gigs than if that's the case, because it's just happens so much more often.
Yeah.
Like it's when I occasionally have to fill in for another band and do a couple of gigs, it's almost always in standard tuning, and it probably does. I can't tell whether it feels strange and not as comfortable because I just don't know the songs as well, or whether it's because I'm in standard tuning.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it. Probably because I just have no idea how the songs go. And I'm just flying by the seat of my pants the whole gig. Trying to quickly read a chart on my phone.
Hold everything
before
together.
The first set.
Do you have charts? Do you read charts on your phone?
Not before, definitely not during. That'd be strange. Yeah.
Dear.
Yeah, no, I try to always learn songs by ear and just by have them in memory for a show.
Yep.
Because I'm hopeless at trying to put a chart side of stage somewhere in the corner and just keep glancing at it all night. I just find it throws me more than me. Just for me, even though it's more work, I just need to learn the song.
Yeah.
And
you definitely can give a better performance when you've spent that time in the song rather than relying upon what have you got on the floor or in front of you. Or I don't know how the guys like the readers out there that just go nuts with the reading. How they do that.
Keyboard players, that guy to a T.
Yeah.
He's Gary. I'm sure.
Gazza could kill it. I'm sure.
Gaz, man.
Yeah.
Gaz, the most phenomenal keyboard player I've ever worked with. He's just an absolute freak. That guy.
Yeah.
Incredible musician.
Yeah.
Just got a great ear.
Oh, he's killer. Killer muso.
Yeah. He's he scares me. Like when he starts songs and he'll do like he'll spend 2 minutes completely improvising the beginning of a song. There'll be 3 key changes and then he'll modulate to the start of the first chord of the song and it's perfect. And the rest of us guys are just going, what just happened?
Yeah.
It's amazing. And how do we talk about Gary? Oh yeah, he reads every gig. He just
I saw a
reads every song. Even though he played a million songs.
I saw a Facebook post of Gaz the other day, and someone had put up this question: if I'm playing in the key of this, and I've got this chord and that chord and that chord, how do you connect the dots with music theory? And he put out this really simple comment like, that's a Mixolydian, whatever it was, and he went sort of like, duh, didn't you know that?
Like whatever, yeah.
It's like, dude.
Clearly it's Lydian dominant.
Yeah.
Are you an idiot?
He's brilliant muso.
Yeah. So like he reads every single show, and we finally convinced him to use an iPad and just dump all his charts that he'd written himself.
Okay.
Into digital format onto the iPad, and it's changed his life. He just loves it now. But
that's cool.
Back pre-iPad days, he used to have this
Oh,
thick
yeah, he had his
folder.
folder full of pieces
Yeah.
of paper, and yeah.
Yeah, and he would just every night it would just turn pages, and we must have, God knows how many gigs we've done with Gary, but let's just say a few hundred, maybe. Yeah, at least
So
200, I would imagine.
people that don't know Gary,
And,
Gary would carry a bag, like an old school brown leather, look like those old
yeah,
school.
like the principal carries in the.
Yeah, those old school suitcases that Mum and Dad used to carry around in the 70s.
Yeah.
I don't know where he got it, but he had all his stuff in that. So does the iPad now go in that?
Yeah, he still carries around the bag. The bag's still there. He's still got the bag, and I don't know. He probably still has all his chats. Maybe he's worried to show up to a gig with just an iPad.
Yeah,
just
as
in
we
case
know, the iPad dies.
Technology.
Yeah, I've had
just die out of nowhere.
An iPad die on stage one time. It was not a good experience.
Were you reading charts?
Yeah, it was for the Kylie show from Melbourne. We're actually in China, somewhere in China, and it was outside in the middle of the day, and we were on this stage, had no covering, so we're in the blistering heat. It would have been 45 degrees easy. My iPad was sitting on the thing, and the thing just blanked out because it got too hot. So I went, I looked over at the music director and pointed my iPad and went, it's dead. He goes, well. And I just noodled my way through it. So, but it was in the rehearsal, so lucky it wasn't the show. So, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's got those stories.
Oh, yeah.
And my one chart story was when I was still at AIM, and I got asked to play this showcase thing. I think it was like a showcase for AIM at the Easter show.
Oh, yep.
So we rock up. We felt like rock stars. We got like one of those golf buggies to ferry us through the crowds from the back of Olympic Park to the stage, which was right in front of this half pipe. It was in the middle of the day.
Yep.
We all quickly set up. It's only like a 30-minute performance, and I'm just reading everything I have for the day. It's just all pop tunes. It's just all charted, just handwritten charts, and we set up, and it's a super windy day. It's like 3 songs in, big gust of wind just takes my chart off into the distance. I could see them all flying away like Forrest Gump, and then it was the worst song for the charts to just go missing, because like I had no idea these chords coming up. What was the song? Anyway, I can't remember the song, but it was one of those songs you can't wing it. There's like chord changes everywhere.
Yep. Strange
chords. And so it was a train wreck. I think I ended up pretending to play and letting the keyboard player and the bass player just do like a chilled, stripped back version.
You do these ones. Turn the volume all the way off and just sort of make look you're having a good time.
Yeah, you just pretend you're playing.
Yeah.
As long as you pretend to play.
And the Seaman's up the back going, what? Yeah. What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah. And then you just look, and you just sit there playing A minor for the next 3 minutes. And looking at the sound guy going, what's going on? Can you fix it?
More fallback.
Yeah.
Dear. So have you been doing writing any music? Because I know you've written some music in the past before. Been doing any of that stuff during COVID?
No, I probably should have, but I've spent the last year or so just really diving into the practice, like learning the fretboard, and I kind of just thought, well, there's no gig, so I might as well learn how to use this thing a little bit better while I got all the time in the world. So I just I just kind of went deep into voicings, like scale positions, and pretty much just completely relearnt how to play the fretboard.
Yep.
Which is like you probably know the cage system. It's been around forever.
Yep.
I just basically took a whole new approach to knowing where everything was with all the modes and things, and it pretty much came down to the minor pentatonic and the major pentatonic, learning that all over the fretboard.
Yep.
Until it was just sort of pretty effortless just to move around anywhere. And then I just started adding the notes that build the modes from there.
Okay. Yep.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's cool. So marrying up your major pentatonic to the major chords and the minor to the minor chords, is that what you've been doing?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I just sort of took the major pentatonic 5 positions, and then I sort of you add the major, you sharpen the 4th, and then you've got. Are we on?
Yeah. Sorry, just glitched a little bit then. Yeah.
Yeah. So just sort of building the modes from those basic skeletons that the pentatonics are.
Yep.
And and it's worked really well. I feel like I'm a lot more confident with playing any mode anywhere on the fretboard,
that's cool.
Which is I never used to be. I was one of those guys who would, if you wanted me to play D Dorian, it's okay. I'm going to be here for the next little while and nowhere else.
Yeah.
And super confident here, but that's it. Like if you want me to solo in D Dorian, I'm not going past here or here. so yeah, basically just taking, as you probably, I'm sure you know, the 5 positions of the pentatonic, and just adding notes to those boxes to get Dorian and to get Aeolian.
Yep.
And
that's cool.
So and just lots of improvising, learning how to, because there's one thing to play the scales, it's another thing to sort of work music out what to do with them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've never ever played up and down scales. I just find it really
boring.
Like it just kills your playing. Just playing up and down a scale doesn't teach you anything except for where the notes are. So I always try to play licks and phrase things. That makes any sense.
Yeah.
Try to play melodies.
Yeah.
Just try to move it around. Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things I've sort of touched in probably a couple of the streams I did. I think as guitarists we fall into the trap of playing exercises and scales and arpeggios and thinking that's going to make good music, but it's just the tools to begin to make good music. You got to.
Oh yeah.
Making music's got to be a part of what you do. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I should probably clarify. It's super important to play up and down your scales cleanly when you're at that stage. Like that's what you need to do. You need to know where all the notes are confidently. But once you sort of confidently know where all those notes are, there's no point just going up and down any longer. You have to start to try to think melodically and just have ideas within those confines rather than just because you can't just take a solo and play up a scale. I mean you could, but you might not want to.
I remember as a young dude, there was I had a friend of mine who was into Hendrix, and he says, "Oh, this is real music," and he would sort of show me some stuff or play me some music. And then he had this other guy, I can't remember who it was, sounded very European, and it was this 80s shredder dude, and this guy would just play up and down scales. He goes, "See that's not music. That's just scales. That's boring."
Yeah.
And he'd refer back to Hendrix and say, he's the king. And he'd talk about Jeff Beck and all those sort of guys. And yeah. It's
a funny one. Yeah, because my favorite players are pretty simple players, and but at the same time, some of my favorite players are phenomenal, and they're probably what's inspired this. Like learning the fretboard, like guys like Josh Smith, who I'm sure you know, but hopefully some of your watchers know.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked out Josh Smith, you definitely should. He's a phenomenal blues player, but you can tell that he also knows a lot of scale positions and a lot of arpeggios and diminished scales, and I think he's all over it. But
I love the way he plays toward a chord change. Like he'll be playing something, and you can, because there's a lot, obviously good blues players will highlight chords as they're going through, but he sort of hears the chord change coming up, and he sort of leads into that which is I thought it's really clever the way he does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would say it's that guy and Robin Ford who got me into learning diminished scale and how to use that. And it's still a bit of a work in progress, but just like creating that tension on a chord change.
Yeah.
Before a chord change.
Yeah.
Specifically in blues, but I think once you start to understand what you're doing with it in a blues context, you can start to apply it in any change, really, as long as it works, or as long as your ear think it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the things, because I got some lessons off Ange before COVID. And that's one of the things he said. He said he put a backing track. He said, play over the top of this, and I'd sort of go for the stock standard things that I do. He goes, why don't you try this mode over top? I said, that's not going to work over that chord progression. He goes, give it a go. And I went, oh, okay. And I'd try it and I go, well, it sort of half works, even though technically it doesn't fit, but it gives off a vibe, and it's Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the diminished scale itself sounds just on its own, out of context. It's quite a strange sound just to get thrown in your face.
Yeah.
With no context. But if you're playing blues in A, like if you use it just to kind of outline a chord change, anticipate a chord change, it can sound really, really cool. So,
yeah. In the right spot, just puts that extra bit of sugar on top of the icing sugar on top of the cake.
For sure.
Yeah.
I would say I'm definitely no expert. Like I said, I'm still trying to learn to use it musically. What's the word? Probably like more tastefully.
Yep.
But it's very easy to overuse it and just sound like you sound wanky.
Yeah. I remember hearing. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Brett Garsted or something. He said sometimes when you practice something, you've got to practice it a lot so it becomes a part of your style. Because if you put it in too early,
for sure,
it sounds like you're practicing on the gig.
Practicing.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, for sure. Because super, super comfortable playing kind of mixed Lydian, pentatonic style phrases over blues.
Yep.
But you don't, like you said, you don't even really think about it. You're just playing guitar and it's all sort of happening. But as soon as you start playing a scale or an arpeggio idea that you're working on, it's like your brain switches into practice mode for those few beats, and then it's back to guitar playing mode when you go back to what you know. So
yeah.
I think I'm starting to get sort of comfortable with those diminished ideas, like to the point where it's almost just playing, but maybe give it another year. Give me another 6 months before it's truly just part of my playing. Yeah.
Hopefully it's the 6 months outside of COVID restrictions, not another 6 months within COVID restrictions.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I remember so I don't know if people probably don't know, I play in a Cold Chisel show called Two Fires. We do Cold Chisel and Jimmy Barnes stuff. So it's all pretty blues rock based stuff. And everyone surely knows the song Rising Sun. It's just a rockabilly type blues in A.
Yep.
And I remember the first time trying to throw a diminished lick in the solo to outline the 1 to 4 change. And it was just, it's not that I really I got it, I nailed it. Like I got it right, but it just sounds so contrived. And so like, he just learnt the diminished scale about a week ago, and he's just, definitely didn't sound like it was something that I do. So I think that was a while ago. Though.
Have you ever thrown something in like that, and you're thinking in the back of your head, this is going to crash and burn, and you actually pull it off with and you surprise yourself.
100%.
Surprise yourself.
Yeah.
You go, whoa! How did I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the second gig you try and throw that in, and it crashes and burns.
Yeah. Anything intended is a disaster. But yeah, I remember watching because when people film gigs on their iPhone, and it usually sounds terrible, but I remember one of our friends was filming one of the songs, and I remember this part of the solo, and I just had a brain fart. I don't know what the hell happened, but I just played this completely wrong set of notes that just sound disastrous to me. And then I watched it later, and it just sounded like this brilliant outside, perfectly executed sort of lick that sounded so cool. I was like, no, that was a complete accident. And if I had worked out from the video what I'd done and tried to recreate it next show on that same part, it would have just sounded like trash. For sure.
I remember playing a gig with our mate Borch on the keyboards, and was with it in Excess show, and I can't remember what song it was. There was a little bit of a solo in it, and I completely ballsed it up. I thought, man, that was the worst solo ever. And afterwards, Borch said, man, that was some weird dream theater stuff you put over the top of that song. Thinking, man, I didn't say, oh no, I was completely messed it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, he somehow, I don't know if he was just being nice, but
Borch, you can never tell with Borch. He's very you can never tell whether he's serious, being sarcastic when he gives you a compliment on your playing. I remember because he would always he would say, you'd make a mistake, a blatant mistake, it would sound bad, and he'd stop. He'd whisper to you after the song finished, "That was killer, man. That was killer." And so clearly taking the piss. But then other times you play a solo that you're really happy with, and he'd pull you aside after the song, and go, "Man, you killed that." And you give him this look back like, did I though?
Are you being serious?
I can't tell anymore. So I never take that guy seriously. I just assume that it was bad.
Oh dear. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, we've hit the 5:20 mark, so we might wrap it up there. Have you got any other wise words for any of the viewers out there that might be watching that?
Well, if you play guitar, just keep playing. That's the best thing I can tell.
Don't give up.
Just keep picking it up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like you're just stuck a bit and you're not getting anywhere, but just keep playing. Like that's the absolute. You just keep picking it up and using it. Yeah. You'll get better.
Yeah. Unless you're that guy that have you seen? Remember that?
Not much to go on. Sorry.
That's all right. Remember that? Have you seen that video? That guy. It's an old video on YouTube of that guy that plays that song, and he's got a really thick Irish or Scottish accent. He's playing this, but he goes, "Oh, everywhere!" And he smashes his
the
guitar.
world's angriest.
Yeah, and world's angriest guitar player.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Hopefully that guy's gotten a lot better.
Maybe that guy should stop, but everyone else should keep practicing. At least keep picking it up. If you smash your guitar into a wall and it breaks into 5 pieces, then maybe you should consider a different hobby. But up until that point, you should definitely keep playing.
Maybe take up boxing or something like that.
Yeah, something aggressive. Yeah, for sure. Take it out.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for dialing in, and
thanks for having me.
We got there. We got in there in the end with the whole technology side of things. So yeah.
No, it's good. Yeah, good stuff.
Cool, man. All right. Well,
hopefully see you soon in person and see everybody.
Yes, hopefully we can have a coffee again soon. Yeah.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Yeah. All right.
Great.
See you, Nate.
See you, mate.
All right. Bye. Okay. All right. Okay, so hopefully that was somewhat entertaining. It was always good to hear, hang out with Nathan, share war stories. So yeah, he plays in Cold Chisel. Two Fires, that was the name. I forgot the name of the band last week, so it's Two Fires. So go to YouTube, check out Two Fires. They've got a whole bunch of live videos that they've recorded over the years. Check them out. Hit some likes. So if you haven't been with us before, click on the subscribe button, not this one on the screen, but on your YouTube control panel. Click like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, so we've got, if you want to join with us on Wednesday, I've got a practice session happening on Wednesday at 12 o'clock. And yeah, if not, I'll speak to you next Sunday. If you've got any questions, feel free to send me an email on my website. There's a contact thing. You can send me an email if you want. Cool. All right. So I hope that's been good. I'll speak to you guys. Or see you again soon. Bye.